Hello
Hi.
again. We are the Vinyl Community Guncles. Record Store Day coming up. So we're going to talk all about what we want for Record Store Day, what we think about Record Store Day, what is completely unnecessary for Record Store Day, like the Linda Ronstadt box set, and all of that and a bunch more coming up for Record Store Day. The list just came out, I think, about a week ago at this point, something like that. So what do we all want? What are we all thinking? We will let you know now. We are the Vinyl Community Guncles. I'm Robert Fithen, along with Richard from Calvin Wazoo, Mike from Hubtunes, and ladies and gentlemen, the man who has not put up a video of his own on his own channel in about more than a month, and we are all disappointed. Craig from Craig's Vinyl Plethora.
Yeah, I haven't. I have.
Get with it.
He's been very busy.
I've been very busy, but I'm gonna work on it. I'm working on it.
So yeah, the usual. I know Mike's already made a video about Record Store Day. I made one about basically the types of releases that you can always expect. There's the albums in the box called the box set, and then there's the outtakes ones, and then there's the the reissues that are hard to find, and live bootlegs and all that.
I'm someone who can always find something on every Record Store Day list, always. Yeah. But this one's good. There is a lot on there.
Yeah,
I'm not buying it all.
I am. I've made up my mind. This year I'm going balls to the wall.
I would
Which,
like
by the way,
to buy.
is a flying term, by the way. It has nothing to do with testicles. Anyway, yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
I would like to get a lot, but
should.
My vacation's going to cost me a lot of money, and I need to. I need to adopt the Robert Fithen method of, what comes in, something's got to go out, because I'm just. So,
well, there's that too. So yeah, things are going to have to come out of the collection because things are going.
But there are some good ones. I was really disappointed to find out that the Blur Park Life was going to be a picture disc.
Picture disc, yeah.
Right.
I think that was just re-released though, wasn't it? It hasn't been too long since that was re-released.
Been a while.
Oh, okay.
It's actually a zoetrope. I don't know, a zoetrope. I don't know what that is. Apparently, that's a little different than a picture disc.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, and when it turns, it makes a design as it's turning, is what that means.
And apparently, those are a little better than picture discs. But
they're more interesting to look at, but the sound quality is the same because you still have to have some sort of layer over the top of the vinyl. And that's the difference.
I don't know. I mean, some picture discs I feel have sounded better in recent years.
Oh yeah,
like you would have bought in the 70s or the 80s, but
some
have been terrible.
Village People picture disc that sounds terrific from 1978. Oh, okay. But then again, it's the Village People. It's a disco record. Each side is like 10 minutes long, so the grooves are nice and wide, and so who knows?
Right. I mean, the Cure picture discs have been decent. Like which was Wish. The picture disc actually sounds better than the black.
Do you buy them?
They did later.
Buy them, Craig?
Yeah, well, a lot of the times then they later release a non-picture disc version, but and so I try to get both. But I have some. I will probably not be getting the top. It's like, come on, Cure, stop releasing everything on picture disc. But and I already have an OG, so it's like I don't need it on picture disc. But there's some, like I have the Faith. I have like 3 copies of Faith. I don't know why I need that. Or maybe I have 4. I don't know. I don't know. I mean,
you gotta have faith.
I do have to have faith.
3 times.
Faith.
But yeah, there's so much good stuff on here. I was really, because it hasn't been great lately, last couple of years. I mean, for Record Store Day, Black Friday, I didn't get anything. The last Record Store Day last year, I got 2 things. But this time there's a lot that I want. I don't know if I'll be able to get all of them, but we'll see about that.
Those the soul jazz records are definites for me because I just love those compilations.
They're so good.
Yeah, and I was looking at the 2 online to see what the track listings were, and these are solid. These are some really good ones. You've got the Rude Boy collection, which had just such a huge influence on the reggae and the punk scene. The Rude Boys did, and then the Punk 45 Kill the Hippies. It's got an obscure Iggy and the Stooges single on there. So that's the only recognizable one, I think, for most people. All the other singles that are on there.
It has the urinals on there. Come on now.
It's
the first song.
It's a solid. They do great comps.
Yeah, and if you and some of the other compilations like the 300% Dynamite and the A Rough Guide to Hoodoo Blues and the
That's another one I've been looking at.
All of those I have on my channel in playlists. So if anybody wants to hear what they will sound like before they buy them, I've taken songs from different albums and whatever and made playlists of those track listings on my own channel, so you can actually play them and see what they'll sound like. Same thing with the Ramones demos and the Carol Douglas Night Fever compilation.
I'm interested in those Ramon demos.
So I was happy to see that they're doing a reissue of this one, The Wall of Voodoo.
Oh yeah,
the early EP. I mean, I got a copy of it, all right, and it's supposed to be like the gold label one, but a lot of the gold is worn off it, and so the cover's like in rough shape. And then I was reading how this is being remastered, and it's got a poster, and there's all this other stuff in it, and I'm going, yeah, maybe I do want to get the new copy of it.
Yeah, so there's people that see Record Store Day in the title of a video, and they will not even watch the video, and they'll just comment, Record Store Day sucks. It's bullshit. I don't do Record Store Day because I'm that cool. I just want to say I don't have any hype in my life. I've been on the other side of hype, for most of my adult life, promoting hype. And it's nice for me to just have just enough hype in my life, and that's Record Store Day once a year. I'm not a sports fan, so I don't care about the Super Bowl. I don't care about the PGA. I don't care about the Final Four. I'm not a comic book fan. I don't care about superhero movies. I don't care about going to Disney World. I don't have kids, so I don't have any of that in my life. I have one thing, and that's Record Store Day, and that's enough hype for me. It's once a year. Everybody calm down.
Yeah. No, it's great. My local shop loves it. You always get that comment. Oh, it's bad for the record stores. The small guy can't do it, and this and that. My local shop is a small guy, and you know what? He makes a weekend out of it. He gives you discounts on used stuff, and he's organized. He's happy to do it. His employees love it. They get dressed up in costumes. They make a day out of it. And that's
what the Record Store Day, the Riverbend in Godfrey does. They have live bands playing, and
he has live bands all weekend long. It's great, and he gets new people into his store. They buy Record Store Day stuff, and then they buy the used shit that he makes money on, and he loves it, absolutely loves it. And guess what? He sells out of everything. At the end of the weekend, he probably has a stack this big, maybe 15, 20 records.
That's how this one is too.
Because
and you've got to do the work. You've got to know your customer base. It really gets the owners in touch with the customers because they can't afford to just buy everything. You'll get stuck with it, and they'll lose money doing that. You have to. Record store owners have to pay for these releases, so they've got to know the customers. And it's a way. If you've got a good record store and the owner knows the customers and knows what they want, and they're communicating, I want this and this and this and that. That's what will happen. You will end up with a small stack that won't sell instead of an entire 3 rows that didn't sell, and now you're stuck with them. That's just.
And we've all been in stores a week after a Record Store Day. They got hundreds of leftovers.
Right. That's somebody who's not communicating with their customers.
Exactly. My guy on Instagram, when the list comes out, he says in the comments, "Tell me what you want," and he goes through every comment. Oh, I'm going to order that one. I'm going to order that one. And he even says, "If you don't tell me, I'm not ordering it." And he gets
the bad thing comes when. Sometimes it's from the record company end, and they won't send enough, or they won't press enough, they have some error where they don't have any. And
that's happened a few times, and I'm wondering,
blame the record store. It's like it's not the store's fault.
Absolutely.
No, but it is disappointing when there's something on your list, and then you find out for whatever reason it was delayed.
I know what one Richards wanted, and it's talking about it. It's that Macho Man Randy Savage that was supposed to come out last year, and it didn't.
He was really
everybody was upset, like Richard.
Richard was so devastated.
I noticed this year they've lowered the quantities. They're not doing 3,000-4,000 of stuff anymore. I mean, it's They definitely
And
lowered the
it
quantities.
seems like they've lowered the prices on a lot of stuff too. I mean,
and that's another thing. Everyone, well, record store day, the prices are inflated. No, they're not. They're the
Not
same
really.
damn prices as every other record.
that David Bowie, I've seen some of the prices. That's $24.
Yeah, it's $24.
I mean, last year you had like the Dolly Parton for like $42. That was ridiculous. What, a single disc.
Yeah,
David Bowie for $24. The Ramones, I think, is pretty cheap. So yeah, I think the record labels are figuring out we gotta lower some of these, or people are going to get disinterested. One thing too, people get burned on, which is also coming out, Burned from Electrification, with the guy from Echo and the Bunnymen. People get
Number
burned
one on my list of wants.
Really?
Yep.
I've got it on mine, but
I love that record.
It's the
I'd
last
like
one
to
on
get
the
that.
list.
Yeah.
Well, my
flipping
list is
list.
really short this year, though.
But people getting burned on the live stuff because it sounds like a bootleg tape recorder in somebody's pocket in the audience.
Yeah, it's
And a
almost
lot of
like
it you
Record
can't
Store Day
stand.
is legitimized bootlegs in a way. I mean, it's just,
There are some
But,
good lives. The Stones have a new live one coming out.
Yeah,
Yes.
but it's like from last year or something, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's that small show they did.
Yeah. I want 1970 Rolling Stones, not.
Oh yeah, me too.
I mean, if you're going to do 2023, you might as well do a video, and see it and everything. But the Doors live at concert, who it's at in Stockholm, is. Part of me does not want to get that because the Doors last year had a really horrible sounding concert. But everybody is saying, not this one. This one's directly off the board. This one's from an FM broadcast. And you can find it on YouTube. And they're like, nope, it sounds better than that. The bootleg one doesn't have the master. This is from the master. And blah, blah. So I'm going to fall for it. Fuck it.
well, even some of the, there was a Record Store Day release a few years ago with the Iggy and Stooges at Goose Lake. It was the soundboard original recording, and they sent it to Third Man Records for deciphering or whatever. It sounds like a bootleg, even though it's official. But the rarity of that show and the infamy of that show, the notoriety of that show, really lends more to the record than just, the fact that it's not a very good live recording, but it's probably was mastered as well as it could be. So yeah, there's a lot of other, 2 years ago, the Police did those Record Store Day live releases. I bought one of them and I'm like, it's all right. I shouldn't have bought it though.
Yeah, I'm done.
There's so much live stuff on YouTube that you can actually see the concert too. That they're starting to find all this.
I'm hearing great reviews of the Talking Heads Live 77.
That's one. Yes,
it's a radio
one that
it's a
I've heard
radio
great things
broadcast,
about
so
too. Yeah,
it should be good. But I have other stuff from that era that's live. I don't think I'm going to get it, but it's getting great reviews.
Says the guy that's going to get that Grateful Dead and Jerry Garcia. That's
No, I'm getting the Garcia. I'm not going to get the Grateful Dead. I don't think.
Okay.
I have to pass on one of them because I'm going to Vegas in May, and I gotta save some money. I gotta save money. I can't go crazy this year. It's not gonna be.
This is what you guys are saving up to take trips and go all over the. I've been saving up for Record Store Day. That's how
I'm going to
life
Vegas.
is.
Richard's going to Vietnam. Come on.
Yeah, I'd rather go to Vegas.
And I'm going to move.
I'd rather go to Vietnam.
You're going to the kitchen? What?
No, I'm going to move this year. So.
Oh yeah. So I'm just going to stay.
That's an expensive endeavor.
Great.
Yes. So, that's where all my record money is going.
So, how about the Gandalf release? That's what. I mean, come on. That's what Record Store Day should be about. That's hard.
I was lucky that I got a good repressing that.
Do you really?
Had the right record inside the sleeve, and it sounds good. And
well,
so
the originals had the wrong records, but yeah, I have a.
You have
unofficial.
Yeah.
But
it's a great record to get.
I was debating whether I want to get that or not because it's on green vinyl. But then the thing, and this is just the regular, But then the thing that kind of made me decide to wait on that one is something else we should talk about. The difference between RSD exclusive and RSD first.
Right.
And Gandalf is an RSD first.
So it's
so
going to
you'll be able to get
available.
this whenever, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's about time. That's the kind of record that needs to be reissued. You know, I mean, that's just a good record. It's hard to find. It's expensive.
It's never. I don't know if it's ever been reissued legitimately.
I don't think so.
There's a lot of unofficial stuff, but to get an original, that's you're talking $800, something like that.
Yeah,
I mean, it's very hard to find an original. Shout out to Psychedelic, who has an original, of course. But the one that I want to get that's a reissue of a hard to find album that is an exclusive is Parliament Osmium. The debut in a deluxe one, 2 discs, color vinyl, not only the album but a bunch of bonus stuff, and to get an original of that is around $250-$300 for a decent quality one.
Yeah, that I saw your video about that, and I would like to. I'm considering that one. It sounds like a really good release.
That is at the
just
top
added
of
it to my list.
That and
not on my list.
potentially the
It was
Dead
on my
Milkmen.
mental list.
Not on my list.
Along with the Parliament, though, is sort of similar. Is a compilation of various people that were on the Westbound label, called Westbound Sounds, and it's got Parliament, it's got Funkadelic and a few other, just people that were on that label, and it's pretty funky stuff too. I want to get that, and that's on the playlist on my page. I curated the playlist for that on my page if you want to check out the songs that are going to be on that. But that looks really cool too. Westbound Sound make a nice companion to the Parliament album.
There was a lot of hype. There's a rare record called The Best of Band X that's being reissued. And it's a rare psychedelic record that I've heard a lot of hype about. I listened to it, and I don't know what the hype is, but apparently, if you were OGs are like hundreds of dollars. And so the people who are very much psych collectors are probably going to be looking forward to that one. But yeah, I don't know. It's
another RSD first, so if you miss it, you can get it later.
Yeah.
Everything on my list is an exclusive because if I'm going to get these, then I don't want to get something that I can get later. I want to get the ones that are going to be record store day only, or have to pay a bunch of flippers, or I don't do that shit. So.
They're releasing Joe Strummer's Rock Art and X-Ray Style for 25th anniversary releases. Those records are very expensive. If you don't have them, it's Strummer with the Mescaleros. They're great. I have a box set already, so I'm good. But man, grab those. They're terrific records if you like Joe Strummer.
Jim Croce, the final tour. It's a concert from one of his final concerts before his untimely passing, and I think I'm going to get that as well. That's already online. You can get an official stream of that through YouTube Music. But it's not only him doing an acoustic show, but he also does his famous monologues between 3 of the songs. And it's not loaded with hits. It's a lot of, I guess when he did concerts, he did a lot of album tracks, and there's even a couple of songs on there that he never actually put on an album. So that should be pretty interesting. Jim Croce, the final tour. Definitely want to get that. As well as
the Lowell George solo record is getting a deluxe reissue, which I'm totally on board with that.
I saw that and thought about that, and you'd basically be getting it for the outtakes.
Yeah.
Because to get an original of that is like $6.
Yeah.
Same thing with the Roaches. I was thinking about that, and I looked it up, and it's like an original that's like $7.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I mean, you can also get Little Joe Pesci.
Which I heard that was awful.
Of course it is.
Joe Pesci from the late 60s, I think?
Yeah, Little Joe can sing. Apparently, it's lovely. I don't know. I haven't heard anything of it. But, you can get it. And then, the Dwight Yoakam box set, there's other albums of his that need to be released.
Well, the 90s stuff. This is just the 80s stuff.
It's just his 80s stuff. It's just
it's 3 albums and then another album of outtakes and whatever.
And there's some stuff you can get, but shut up.
What is
I have the Guitars of Cadillacs album, but I don't have the other Hillbilly Deluxe and whatever the other one is.
And you
Craig might know this.
Find those. What?
What is the Dolores O'Riordan release?
It's
Is
her
that like
first, no, it's her first debut album. She had
Oh, it is.
she had 2 solo records.
Yeah, it's the first one.
Yeah, it's the first one. So, and it's actually really good. So
Yeah,
that's
no,
kind
great.
of it's kind of on my list, but the Kristen Hirsch Hips and Makers, that's probably the one. If I get any, that's the one I want. It hasn't been released on vinyl since it came out in 1994. That's, of course, Kristen Hirsch is from the Throwing Muses, and that's her debut solo record. And when I actually, so I go through the list and then I actually print it out and highlight stuff because I miss it when I'm looking online. So
I think we all do that. I've seen the
my
list now 5 times and keep finding things that are like, and you put them in different order. You know, you can click the top and list it all alphabetically. Then you can list it all by quantity. Then you can list it all by like put all the firsts and the exclusives. And there's always stuff popping up like, where was this? You know.
There's
then you start watching
I would
people's
like to have.
Yeah.
There's definitely stuff I would like to have, but like as for like feeling like I can't live without it, it's really like, and I can live without Kristen. But I think that's the one that I want. Of course, I would like the OMD, the Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark, the John Coulter demos and rarities. That one would be really cool. I've heard most of the stuff off it. It's just never been released on vinyl, so I'd love to have that in a package. The Nocturne, the Susie and the Banshees live record. That would be one I would really enjoy. Even Tinted Windows, which was
Tinted Windows.
That's a really good album.
It is.
Foxy Brown, I mean Il Na Na, but
that is not on my list.
It is on my list of possibilities, but again, it's just and then the picture discs are just outrageous. And like there's a Jenny Lewis one, but it's a picture disc. There's tracks that are on the album. The only thing that's different is there's a live version of Puppy in a Truck. And
oh my gosh, she's not gonna cut that puppy's ear off, is she?
She's not gonna cut her puppy's ear off. Get over it. She was
a few years.
Like 13 when she acted that in a TV program. She didn't really do that. Well, she did as an actress. But anyways.
I thought it was kind of interesting that they're doing the Buena Vista Social Club again. You know,
are they really?
They're doing, you know, and it's a record store day exclusive. It's gold vinyl. So, I mean, if you want the color vinyl, if you don't already have the record, then, you know, maybe this is a good opportunity. But I was just looking, they had reissues in 2021, in 2020, you know, on vinyl. This one is, it's been reissued quite a bit. So I guess.
Yeah, somebody's buying it.
Yeah. So like Craig's Foxy Brown, does anybody else have something on their list that they don't think anybody else would have, like any of the other 3 would have on their list?
On their list?
Of you 3?
Yeah.
I'm interested in the Dream Syndicate demos. But that's about it. Because that's a wonderful album. It's the Wine and Roses record from, 80... I don't even remember.
I don't really know that much about them.
See, I did it. None of you. I mean, my big one.
I know of the Dreams.
This is not what I would want, you know. Put on.
I know of them.
Oh, I love them, and they're still together, and they're making beautiful psych records now. I love Dream Syndicate.
Richard.
I mean, the ones that I mentioned are. I mean, not unless you are, you're not interested in the soul jazz compilations, but
no, I definitely have. I have the 300% Dynamite and the Punk 45 on my list. I wasn't sure about the Rude Boy. I'm gonna have to listen to that one first, but then that'll be just another one on the list. So
are those all available for streaming? Those comps?
The Punk 45 is. You can look that up and stream that. The 300% Dynamite, you have to go to my page and look at my playlist for that.
Okay, I'll do that.
I put together a playlist for that. Westbound Sound and a couple of other things are on there too. But I want the Carol Douglas Night Fever.
Of course you do.
Even though her albums are like $1 a piece. Carol Douglas, Doctor's Orders. You never heard Doctor's Disco. Orders? Yeah,
I had the
she also
single
does
on one of my
disco
jukeboxes.
Light My Fire.
Yeah.
It's on there.
Oh.
She's got a compilation that came out in like 1980 that you can get for like $2, but it's got different songs on it. So, and this is on pink vinyl. I also want to get this group from 1983, not really well known, called the Rain Parade.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
kind of like
Great
a new
band.
wavy pop kind of. They have Emergency Third Rail Power Trip as their album. I'd like to get that. That's a little more lower on the list, but I'd definitely like to get that.
Terrific band.
But
I just added Carol Douglas to my list.
It's one of those. I'm not sure what this means. Regional focus or something. It's only got 500. You'll want to stream that, Carol.
There's some records that are regional that they're only available in Great Britain for Record Store
I
Day.
thought the UK had its own list.
Yeah, they do have their own list, and it's better.
It's always better. It's
always better.
I don't even look at it because I just get pissed off.
They have the freaking 12-inch for Morrissey and Susie Sue's interlude.
Right.
Like, seriously,
I stopped
why
looking
can't
at
I
the
get
UK
that here?
list like 5 years ago. I stopped.
Yeah, I don't even look at it.
It makes me angry.
I've never looked at it, so
I don't need more anger in my life.
Yeah, I want that Morrissey and Susie Sue.
I don't need another reason to want to move to Europe.
Yeah. And they have like a lightning seeds thing, and yeah, it's
enough.
Yes, that'll do, Mr. Plethora.
You're welcome. I mean, another one that y'all probably nobody has it on their list, and it's just, I mean, PM Dawn's Jesus Wept, which I don't understand why they haven't done their debut. Like, they did their second, now they're doing their third record. It's like,
what's the one with the Funkadelic sample on it? What's album's that on? Whoa.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think that's on the debut.
Hey, see, Craig knows what I'm talking about. It's
no, he doesn't.
Me, myself, and I. That's the
oh
song.
no, that's De La Soul.
Oh, well, same.
Yeah, no, De La Soul and PM Dawn are completely different. So
they both have the
sample
glasses. They both are like the majestic hip hop.
Whatever's Prince something, the lead vocalist, he sings.
I like PM Dawn.
As the singer and the rapper, I love PM Dawn, but I would love their debut to be reissued. There's only Sometimes I Miss You So Much, I think, is the only single off of Jesus Wept. Or maybe that's the previous record. I don't know. I can't
There
remember.
must be some kind of licensing issue with that if they're not releasing the debut.
Possibly it's sampled, but there's the same thing with their second, with the one that I think was it last year, the year before, the Bliss album was done for Record Store Day, and there's a song that was full of samples. That song was cut off of the album. I can't remember the name of the song right now, but it was like my favorite song. I was really mad when I got it, and I was like, "Where's this song?" And then I read about it, and it's like, it has it. You can't even stream it.
G's up, hose down.
What?
Oh no, that was the Snoop Dogg song.
Oh, yeah.
There was a Snoop Dogg song that was taken off the album early because of a sample. And it was called G's Up, Hose Down.
Oh.
I'm being completely serious. The Ramones 1975 demos, I'm kind of torn whether I want that or not. I mean, it is demos. And
is that a
first?
first?
On a record.
Is that a first?
No, that's an exclusive.
Oh, does it say how many copies?
It does, but
I don't know.
Do
you have the list open? I'm sorry.
No, I just have my list.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And everything on my list is an exclusive. That's the only reason I knew that was an exclusive.
Yeah,
but
don't worry about them.
They sound, it sounds raw, and they don't sound as fun, if that makes sense. Because it's so raw and whatever. So when he says things like, "You better shut up, or I'm going to beat you up, baby," you know, like he's talking to a woman. It doesn't sound as sarcastic. It sounds like, oh, he's really going to beat this woman up. So it's not as fun as...
Yeah, maybe I'll pass on that. That is on my list.
I've convinced Mike to take it off his list.
Well, you've convinced me to add Carol Douglas, so you know what?
Yes.
I'm taking Ramones off.
Oh, here's one that I'd like to get that you probably wouldn't, none of you would want. The Residents. You want the Residents Leftovers again?
I want the Resonance.
That's a Record Store Day first, though, so I don't need to get it right away.
What about Tad Infrared Riding Hood? That's more on the bottom of my list. It's a 90s release, and I don't really need a lot of 90s. I'm not into 90s vinyl, but I don't have that on anything, so.
I don't know that.
Tad is more of a hard rock, almost like a grunge type group. They had a big song called Jessie about a dog, but that is not on this particular album.
I saw the T-Rex Zinc Alloy 25th anniversary. Not a great record, but I might pick that up.
I was thinking about that, and then I saw, oh, it's a picture disc.
It's a picture disc?
It's a picture disc.
Hey,
Yeah.
there you go. Off the list.
So who are the pigs?
That is a kind of a hard rock group that's sort of current. That's a radio show that they did, and you can actually see the radio show and hear it for yourself. It's on YouTube, so you can actually.
Right, KXP does a lot of really good,
they've got the
radio
full show
shows
with the video element.
Yeah.
And
it's a Record Store Day exclusive, but I don't know anything about this band if I would like their music.
Yeah, that's the great thing. You can check it out, and if you like it, you can put it on your list, and if not,
then
I don't get anything unless I've heard it first, unless there's absolutely no way to hear it, which I think in all of this stuff, there's some way to hear it.
Most of it, yeah.
With the exception of the Doors live, and maybe some live stuff, you don't know the quality level, but there's usually a way to hear, stuff.
Can we please say, like, who the fuck needs Rumors on picture disc?
Somebody,
you know what?
Somebody needs it.
It's one of the biggest selling albums of all time.
But it's been reissued a million times, and you can get a clear Walmart for like $20, and it sounds beautiful.
Somebody's gonna buy it.
You don't need a picture disc. This album doesn't need to be reissued again, and not on a picture disc. That's where I have issues with some of this stuff.
I know somebody who's buying it. And she buys everything Fleetwood Mac.
Well,
she
that's okay. Go ahead and do that.
She'll never play it, but she's buying it.
Who needs the Linda Ronstadt box set with the Asylum albums that you can get for $1 a piece anywhere, anytime? All 4 albums.
They're all in the
all 4 Asylum.
I'm only interested in getting her Spanish language albums.
That's what I said in my video. Why not re-release her Spanish album, or come up with a live thing that's never been released, or some sort of compilation, or why do we need these dollar albums put in a box set and sold for like $75 or whatever they're going to sell it for?
That's going to be one that's going to sit around if any store orders them, I think.
That's going to be a store owner's headache, because you don't know whether I should order none of those, or should I order one or two.
Order none, somebody's going
and then if it doesn't sell, it ain't selling. If it doesn't sell on the day of, it's going to sit there.
A new record collector, though, somebody who's new getting into vinyl,
is going to get that and not put other stuff on their list ahead of that?
Maybe.
Like Little Joe Pesci.
Especially like you say, it's available. Those records are available in dollar bins.
Anytime.
But new record collectors don't know that. So they're going to walk into like Record Store Day and be like, I can get 4 of Linda Ronstadt's best 70s records. It could sell. It could sell. But Robert's right. It's either going to sell or it's gonna sit there for months.
And they'll sit there for, and that's what I've noticed about that too, is that if Record Store Day titles don't sell on Record Store Day, or maybe the next couple of days after, they're done. They're not going to sell at all.
Yeah,
there's just something about people not wanting to buy Record Store Day releases a month and a half later. They just don't do it.
I buy them.
Me too. I bought that Al Wilson.
Yeah, that Al Wilson.
It's about 6 months
after
Record Store Day.
One of my Lou Reed live recordings was a Record Store Day released from 3 years ago, I think, and I bought it last year.
Yeah.
Well, we got the What's Her Head. Didn't everybody get that? We did the
the Coco Taylor.
No, we all got.
We did
that
get that.
That
was
we all buy that like a year after.
Candy Staten.
Candy Staten.
Candy
Staten. Yeah, and that was like 2 years ago, and we got it for like $10 or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I mean, if they stick around, and the thing is with this guy, I like everything that people they don't like. So the chances of something that I really enjoy being available.
But somebody had to pay more for that and take a loss on it if they sold it for $10.
Well, yeah. I mean, it was from, I think who I bought it, they was a record store, so it's probably something they had sitting on the shelf. So I
think I got it on Amazon.
I bought mine.
I
think I bought it from a Discogs vendor.
Yeah, I did too. And
it was good.
Yeah, it is so good. It's worth every penny. But the Chris Isaak It's all covers, but it's from the Sun. Like that would be something that I would be interested in because it's Chris, and that really is a fine like.
Is it larger than a
collection.
12-inch record?
What?
Yes, he is.
Oh God, yes. Probably. Yeah, but it's a lot of, you know,
200
the
gram.
whole thing is covers. You kids.
What?
I'm just gonna eat my popcorn.
Yeah, that's heavy.
I think it's a great list.
Turntable. Land on that platter with a thud.
Again, I think I always have such high hopes, and I think it's because it's things that I really, really want. And it's like maybe this record store day. And there's just not a lot on here that I really, really want. Are there things that I've found that, oh, I'd like to have that or whatever? Again, there's one, and that's Kristen Hirsch. Like that is
I'll simply die if I don't get that Parliament.
Oh, I will simply die if I don't get Little Joe Pesci.
Is there something that is there anything that you really, really, really want besides, the Spice Girls or whatever I just said?
That I would like to be released? Like,
no, I mean, that's on this list, like your top thing that, oh my God, I got to have this. I will get it. I will find a goddamn way to get it.
Well,
I mean, the electric fixation is probably my highest.
Yeah. I mean, that would be nice, but
because mine would be the Parliament. Everything else is, I really want the Westbound Sound. I want the Jim Croce. I want the 300% Dynamite. I'm not sure what the David Bowie's going to be, so I really want that. And then there's stuff that's kind of like third tier, but the Parliament is, for me, that's the top. That's the one.
Probably those two soul jazz records that I mentioned. Those I really want those.
Yeah. Well, there's also that 10,000 Maniacs compilation, which I think is kind of nice because they've never done a comp on vinyl before. So I can't remember the track listing, but I think it's pretty much all Natalie 10,000 Maniacs era. But that could be interesting. I don't know if it has anything from Unplugged. That would be, to me, release that on vinyl. Like, yes, it's nice because there's never been a 10,000 Maniacs compilation before, released on vinyl. But the Unplugged, that is such an iconic, like that. I really think that
and when you have acoustic stuff, that's really serves vinyl well to listen to acoustic. And plus, you get to hear Natalie Merchant going, "Take me on that cover of Because the Night. Take me now. Take me now."
Well, and they could
record store day first,
too.
so it'll be around.
Has that show Unplugged ever been on vinyl?
It's never been on vinyl, but it would also be nice to have like an expanded that had, from the show that was not on the CD version, like the song that she does with David Byrne. Because Dallas, I think is what it's called.
I think so. Something like that. Yeah.
That'd
be great. Do like a nice 3-record set of it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that'd be top of my list.
I've got a weird promo CD of that somewhere where it's like a fold down thing with a little wooden stick through the top of it. I don't know where it went. But yeah. So Record Store Day 2024. Ever since I worked at it last year for the first time, I worked at a Record Store Day. And just really loved all the people and everybody talking to each other, and they hadn't seen each other, a lot of them, since it's where everybody, all the record fanatics just get together. It's like it's besides the buying records and the whole capitalistic side of it, it's just a way for everybody to get together and on the one day, it's like a convention type thing, and they're hanging out in the record store all day, and there's bands playing, and there's donuts, and there's hopefully Parliament. And I think it's just a great time. There have been an era there where I stopped going for a few years and just got out of it, but and of course I regret that because a lot of those records are now way expensive, and there's actually ones that I want and I'm not going to get because they're $600. But I mean, I it's like I said, it's the one time a year I get a little hyped up and whatever. I don't really get into much anything else anymore, so I stand by Record Store Day still. 2024.
Yeah, I do too. It's fun. I'm not going to go crazy like I did in the last couple of years, mostly because I am going on vacation. I got to save some money. But there's still a lot that I want.
I stand corrected. The 10,000 Mayonnaise, I thought it was a compilation. It is a compilation of sorts.
It's a
live. It's a live album.
Oh.
And it's not Natalie. It's the other chick.
Oh.
So I don't need it. Anyways, I don't think it is.
Always good to investigate everything before
always.
Because you get in that store, you got to know what you're getting first, because you get in the store and it's a frenzy and people are grabbing and whatever, and you got to tell somebody your list. You can't. It's not a shop around. I mean, once you get your stuff for records, then you can shop or whatever.
Then you shop around.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah. My store's great. My store's great because they have a single file line. You go to a window, you have your list, you say this is what you want, you take it, and then you go to the register. And on your way to the register, once you get those, they're in your arms, and then you can go fiddling through the used records and everything, and it's perfect.
That's kind of how a couple of the record stores around here. I know Riverbend does a thing where if you're in line before the store opens, you can. There'll be somebody there that walks down and asks everybody what their top two are.
Yep.
And then those actually get put behind the counter for you if you're in line.
Oh, nice.
So when you walk in, your top two are already there, and then standing in line, like the Taylor Swift last year, once they got like 3/4 of the way through the line, Taylor Swift's already spoken for now, because they know that they have 20 copies or 50 copies, and they've already got 20 people on the list that want it.
That's great.
It's done.
Before
you even go in, if you're going to get your top two on your list or not.
So Reckless does the one near me. They walk down the line outside the store, writing things down, and they'll let you know right away. Oh, sorry, that's sold out already.
Yeah.
But then when you walk in, they're ready for you. So
yeah, and you can of course get more than your two, but that your two that you've spoken for, they're going to be behind the counter waiting for you.
And we're very lucky here in Chicago. I mean, Richard can say it too. We have so many record stores that, I mean, my place, I never wait more than an hour and 10 minutes, hour and 15. I don't wait out overnight. I mean, I feel sorry for these people who get up at 3 a.m. and sit, and I would never do that.
But again, they're sitting. I mean, just having seen that now, because I never did the overnight thing.
No.
But they're waiting with friends. It's like a waiting in. It's like the old school waiting in line for concert tickets. Everybody knows everybody.
Yeah.
But I'm totally
social event. I mean, what are you gonna do? Just sit there and not talk to anybody for hours?
Yes.
Well,
and you designate the place the place where everybody urinates. I found out that happens. You've got to have a urination. Everybody's going behind the building and pissing, and this is the piss spot now. It's official. That's something that's never talked about.
It's important information. Yes,
it is. You don't want to. Gotta go. You gotta. What are you supposed to do? I mean, I guess some of the bigger stores might actually rent out porta potties or something like that, but.
There's a nice little coffee shop right near my place, and they open at 6 a.m. But
if you're in line, will they allow you to get out of line? And I guess it depends on what people it is.
We went there when Guncles were in Chicago. We went to that coffee shop, right? That was the one we all.
Oh, we did. You know what we did there?
Yeah.
Went to the bathroom.
Went to the bathroom there.
We used it, and they have great raspberry lemonade.
Yeah, and the coffee was like nasty. Well, it was because it was all this herbally jasmine, blah blah. I'm like, I don't like that shit. Can I just have caramel in my coffee? I just wanted to use
their bathroom.
Well, I wanted coffee because we were so tired. But
you wanted caramel coffee?
Well, like a caramel macchiato or something like that. I'm not bougie. That's not bougie. I'm whatever. I like things to be very sweet. Although I like black coffee, but I don't want no freaking rose hip, jasmine, whatever. That doesn't belong in coffee. And it was a caramel something that I got, but it was like a caramel rose hip. I'm like, I can't just get caramel. And they're like, no. I'm like, but people really love it. I'm like, okay, I'll try it. I paid $6.
You hate it.
Oh, I did not like it. I don't want no damn rose hips in my coffee. It's not...
They open at 6 a.m. on Record Store Day. And
well, I appreciate that, and I'm sure their lemonade is lovely. But the
God,
coffee, maybe they had another coffee that I would have enjoyed. That
but
one.
were you able to save your place in line in the record store line?
Yes, always.
Oh, okay.
There's always. That's why you talk to people. You make friends. Yeah. They'll always let you back. Also, I bring a chair. Because I can't stand for more than an hour.
5 minutes for me. Senior center up in here.
Has anybody heard what there's no like Taylor Swift type? I mean, I know there's literally not a Taylor Swift record, but is there a type of record like that everybody's looking for?
I didn't see anything like that for this year. So
I haven't either. I hope it's not.
Who the ambassador is.
Oh yeah, there is.
Ambassador is Paramore.
It's Paramore. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Yeah. There is that Dead or Alive remix thing that seems.
I do not think that everybody is wanting that Dead or Alive.
No, I'm saying for me. I'm
LND and can you imagine? We're all here for the Dead or Alive. Oh my god!
I would be the only one.
I saw that, and I'm kind of like,
Yeah, I don't need
the last Dead or Alive Record Store Day release they did. I hated that mix.
I want surprises.
Yeah,
I don't even like the album remix of that. I like the single where it doesn't keep saying "I want surprises" over and over again.
Oh wait, didn't What's Her Head have one? Hold on.
I just haven't heard of any single, like for Record Store Day Black Friday, it was the Rodrigo. What's her name?
Olivia Rodrigo.
Olivia Rodrigo. That was the
had
huge
another one.
Taylor Swift, obviously the one for last year, but I haven't heard of anything this year.
I don't think there is.
Everybody is just, like the younger people are just, oh my god, I gotta get it. It's gonna sell out.
I bet it's the Nancy Sinatra. How does that grab you?
That's another like, it's not a $2. It's more like an $8 record.
Yeah, I mean, I have a really
that's pretty
available. I have a
available.
really fine copy of that. So, yeah, no, it doesn't look like anybody.
No, I don't think there is.
Let us know in the comments if you know of some record that oh my god, everybody's trying to get.
Everyone under 30 wants.
I know a lot of people want that, are talking about that 7-inch where Dave Grohl is with the guy, I think from Anthrax maybe, and somebody else, and they're doing like one song, and it's their it's GB, because Charlie Bennett, it's GB something is the name of the group, and but it's a 7-inch. I don't know if people just wait in line for 7 inches.
They might.
We didn't talk.
I'm not talking about that kind of 7-inch.
Grohl, Benate, and Ian, the regulator.
Yeah.
We didn't talk at all about, to me, the worthlessness or the pointlessness of the Beatles 3-inch releases.
Nobody waiting in line for any 3 inches.
We don't need.
And then the little player to go with it.
That is not. Linda Ronstadt's useless. People will be. It's like that Fleetwood Mac. People will be getting that Beatles thing.
Oh,
that will sell out. That will sell out.
The Beatle collectors.
Are you going to get the Captain Beef?
I was actually thinking of getting something like that, but just to flip it. But I don't want to become a flipper. That's the only thing. I don't want to. I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to start that shit. I don't want to be that person.
But no, that's going to sell out.
That's going to sell out. Yeah.
I mean, there's difference between collectibles and music that we all want.
Yeah, that's a collectible. They might as well have just put a Beatles gold statue of all 4 of them. It's the same. It's a collectible. It's a piece. Yeah. It's not like and the singles are from the Ed Sullivan Show. They're not the studio versions, and I don't know if those have ever been released on vinyl. I don't even know if these 45s are vinyl. Are 3-inch ones, or are they styrene, or I don't even know.
Yeah, I would think so.
They're something.
They're the Ed Sullivan Show versions. But yeah, I mean, and if it's the Ed Sullivan Show, it's probably only available in the U.S., which means that people in like Europe and Asia are gonna want that and be paying top dollar.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's true. Yeah.
That's a money making thing. That's what that is.
Well, and that's also kind of why I don't worry about the the picture discs. It's not my thing, but people do buy them. Like Craig said with the rumors. I don't know who. I do know somebody actually. She cannot wait to get that rumors picture disc. She collects everything Fleetwood Mac. It's a collectible. She's never gonna play it. And I mean, who would buy that and be like, can't wait to play this?
And that's the only rumors, that you have is this record store day picture disc.
There are going to be people, though.
Yeah, there'll be people that want
Well,
that.
right, but they probably already have 5 copies of rumors in various iterations.
Yeah, but there'll be people that will buy it and play it, too.
Well, even like Craig, you've been buying the Cure picture discs.
Yeah.
They should put that rumors out and make it blank. And just see how long it takes for, if ever, that somebody finds out, hey, this actually doesn't have any music on it. I bet it will go a year before anybody even discovers that there's really no music on this Fleetwood Mac picture disc.
Well, and again, with like the Cure, like there are some that were like Blood Flowers. It was only released as a picture disc.
I know. I was.
Well, and like the top, I mean, I've literally never seen that album anywhere. I mean, Rumors, is how many? I mean, that's been re-released like 12 times in the last 12 years.
Frank Zappa's Baby Snakes was only released on a picture disc when it came to vinyl. Otherwise, it was a CD.
Mm.
Yeah, and see, like that.
Blood Flowers. I have an original pressing of it, but it's part of it. I didn't want to play that because I paid way too much for it. So if I listen to it, I listen to the picture disc. It's all right.
But that needs to be reissued. See,
it doesn't need to be reissued, but I mean, and the same thing. Wild Mood Swings, they did that also. Not that that's a great album, but that was only released on picture disc. They didn't.
Oh, they didn't.
No, they did not do a standard version later. So.
It's kind of cool that they're doing the 12-inch single of Kelly Watch the Stars, but I'm not sure I would want to get that because it's a great song. I love that song.
So is anybody getting any 3 inches or 7 inches or 10 inches, or are we all just 12 inches or nothing?
I think it's all 12 inches.
It's 12 or nothing.
I'm not.
Depends on my mood.
The 7 inches, ever since I got the
7-inch release, was kind of interesting to me.
Well, they're so damn expensive. Plus, I got that turntable. I was talking about how you have to take the thing off to change the speed.
Yeah, I don't
really care about 7-inch 45s anymore. But they're really kind of. I don't know. I don't know too many people that get excited about the singles. And the 10-inch records are just ridiculous. Stop with that shit. Nobody wants those.
Well, at least they have more than 2 songs on them.
I mean, then put another song on it and make it an EP on a 12-inch, or put the 2 songs on both sides or something.
Do they do a lot of 10-inch records? I haven't even noticed.
They're on there. I don't know how many this year, but
there's not very many. I didn't seem to notice them.
I never even looked.
That box set of the 7-inch.
The very first record on there is a 10-inch record.
Really?
It's by the
100 Gex.
Yeah, they're from St. Louis. So yeah, there's 4. There's the 100 Gex from St. Louis. There's a Billy Martin, Supergrass, and U2 has a 10-inch.
Oh, the Supergrass! I saw that because I like Supergrass a lot, and I was like, oh, Supergrass, and then I saw, no.
And then you saw it 10-inch and was
Not
like,
interested.
no.
Yeah, no.
That's what I'm saying. It's just why
reissued their
that?
album Road to Ruin. That's a great record. It needs to be in print.
So, final thoughts on Record Store Day, anyone?
I've lowered my list. I had 15 on my list. I'm down to 9 now, thanks to you guys.
Wow. Why were the ones dropped off that dropped off?
I might have 3 or 4.
Well, that one was live. There were a couple of reasons. One was live, and I wasn't interested. I don't know. I still need to get lower though, because I cannot buy 9 records.
Yeah.
I can't. I hope to get it down to
4.
5.
That's what I'm down to.
You're down to what?
3 for sure, but maybe 4.
Yeah.
Because I might want to get that Parliament Osmium as well. That would be the maybe 4.
It's moved up my list.
But
I may take the Gandalf off.
The 3 for sure. There's 3 for sure I'd like to get. So
that could be you know, if you're trying to figure out what to take off and what to leave on, you know, the exclusive versus the record store day first would be a good factor.
Right.
Yeah, and that's what I'll do. Unfortunately, I'm going to start watching everyone else's videos of what they're getting, and then I'm going to start adding shit. Because, you know, once people start doing the deep dives, you know, that's when.
And the excitement of other people is sometimes infectious too. Like, you know, you see, oh, wow, they really are into that. Must be a really good one. I'm going to check that out. And then you stream it, and you're like, damn, I want that now. You know. That type of thing.
Ash Nico, that's one that the teeny girls will want. There's a Demi Devil special edition. So yeah, Ash Nico. She's what do they call them? Something pop, like.
This is still one of the best
records
I ever bought on Record Store Day.
That is still on my Discogs want list. I remember the first time you showed that in a video. It was been like 4 years ago, wasn't it, or something?
Probably
like that?
4 years ago. I had no idea what this was. Somebody on a video was talking about it. I was like, they're like, you got to get it. You got to get it. And oh my God.
Is she holding a bunny?
Huh?
Was she holding a bunny?
She is. No,
it's just her face.
It's her lovely.
It's her mink stole.
Yeah. But one of the best things I ever bought on Record Store Day. And no intention of buying. And it was $20 bucks. $21.
It is no longer $20.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've looked it up too. Because of how high you've praised it.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing that video like 4 years ago and going, wow,
yeah,
that's something I need. Okay, well, I'll wait on that.
It's terrific. It's just New Orleans soul. It's great.
All right, so we will let you know in a couple of months what we all ended up getting, and you know, we'll rendezvous back here. And so yeah, Record Store Day should be a fun time, whether you get records or not. Sometimes just to go and experience it, maybe walk away with one thing out of the discount bin or whatever. You know, it's all about the community and everybody seeing each other and getting back together again and all that kind of thing too. So
yeah.
We are the Vinyl Community Guncles. Thank you so much for our watching our Record Store Day video. Let us know in the comments what you want for Record Store Day if you plan on going. And of course, the obligatory Record Store Day sucks.
Yeah, please do that.
Yeah. It's a cash grab.
No,
it's capitalism.
Yeah. Coming up, we're going to do Man on Man and review their album Provincetown. We've also got the Neil Young playlist battle on the way, as well as 1976 tops and bottoms. So all of that.
So much going on.
So much going on in Gunkle land.
So hopefully you will join us for all of that. Thank you so much for watching. We are the Vinyl Community Guncles. I'm Robert Fithen, along with
Richard at Calvin Wazoo.
Craig's Vinyl Plethorus.
Plethorus?
Plural.
Yeah.
And I'm Mike.
You're welcome.
Thanks again for watching. We'll talk to you again next time.
Bye.